for joining me. I'm Katie Petit from Katie Petit Designs, and I'm excited to be here today to share with you a new release I have with Arden Creative Studios. Now, the thought behind this collection is just getting started. Sometimes you just look at the paper and you just don't know where to start, right? So I've named this collection Page Starters. And it's for scrapbooking pages, journal pages, card making, all the things. It's about just getting started and giving you some creative tools to make it easier. So let's get started and I'll give you a look through this whole wonderful collection. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Page Starters. So like I said, the thought behind this collection is a collection to help you get started, whether you're just getting started scrapbooking, card making, journaling, or even if you're an advanced, it's going to make things easier for you and give you some new creative tools. So I'm going to start. We have two 6x8 paper pads in this collection. We have the designed, I wouldn't really say patterned, but the design pack and the solid pack. And I'm gonna start by going through the design pack. It's 6x8. There are 24 sheets, 12 different sheets that you get 2 each of. And there's a different design on the front and the back. So let's get started. So I've already pulled some of these out and I'm gonna go through these so that you can see what we've got here. So, we've got a number of different colors, and I'm going to pair them up here so you can see. We've got green and peach, and then we've got kind of a forest green, and then we have kind of like a mustard yellow, and then we have a coral pink. So there's 6 colors here because do the math for 24 pages, that worked out well. Or 24 designs. And then we've got like a deeper blue, okay? So they all go together really nicely. Separately, they intermix nicely with the Vintage Makers collection and with Hidden Creek. And in fact, I'm gonna pull out a Hidden Creek. Let's see if I can quickly find it. Okay, best laid plans. But I've got the decoupage sheets really close by here. And see how nicely those greens and blues, and even you can see some peaches and corals and mustard. They're colors that are found in nature. Nature is my thing, and that's how they all kind of go together. And it works out really, really nicely. Okay, so we have 2 different yellow sheets. We have this really nice kind of wispy botanicals and watercolor paints on one side. And this side is your page starter with like a photo mat area. It's a good area to put a sentiment, to place your photo, which, you know, anything to get you started. These are kind of anchor points. Doesn't mean you have to fill this whole space with photos, but it gives you somewhere to kind of anchor your design. And then the second sheet is a tonal stripe, which creates a really nice accent. And then another page starter design, this time with a doily. You could either cut out a circle photo, you could place a rectangle or square off to the side, you could put your sentiment in the middle. Lots of different options with these. Okay, so that's our yellow. And then I'm gonna go to coral. And again, we've got the wispy botanicals, the handwriting, the watercolor splashes, and on the back side is our page starter. It's actually, I think that's the back side and this is the front side, but for how they were in my little book, this is how I'm gonna show them. So you could do maybe 3 photos, 4 photos. You could do a tall one, a rectangular one, you know, take your pick. This kind of just getting you started. Or if you're a card maker, then cut this up and use the frames to get your card started. And then the second sheet in coral is a tonal stripe, and the back side is a larger format page starter. And I've got my palettes here, some typography in the background, just all the things. So really good, essential, I don't want to say generic because I think generic sounds very plain, but this is a good starter. And when you work in monochromatic, I think sometimes that makes it easier too. So if you look at all these colors and say, and then look at your photos and say, what color suits my photo best? What does not clash with my photo? What complements my photo? And that should really help you choose what paper to get started with. For instance, I'm going to pull out another thing here. Okay. So I'm going to jump to the blue. And again, the Wispy Botanical watercolor. And then we have a page starter. And so I did this page where I looked at this photo and the really lovely blue grays. It was a kind of gloomy day over at the ocean, and it suited this paper perfectly. It highlighted it. It almost made my gray coat look a little bit more blue, and it was really easy to get started. You know, all I had to do was get one square photo. I sized it to the area I wanted on the page, printed it, and then created a cluster with the ephemera and laser cuts. So that's what I meant when I say page starters. You're gonna look at this paper, you're gonna think about the colors, you're gonna look at your photos, say what works the best, and then start your page. Simple as that. All right, in our second page, paper, I should say, for the blue, is again the tonal stripe. I did that with every color. And then the back side is a little bit of a smaller format page starter with the palettes and the borders and the anchors, and still has the typography and the Wispy botanicals. All right, so that's the blue. And then we have a hunter green, forest green. And I used some fern botanicals on this one. And the back side has the doily. The doily in the center is really fun. Think about using just half of it or slicing it like this. Like I like to use that 3x8 format scrapbooking. So just slicing this down the middle, and you could have one side and the other side. And then again, our tonal stripe, and the back side is a different format. I have two horizontal page starters. All right, then I've got kind of a peach here for you, wispy and painted, and then a peach page starter. Then we have our tonal stripe and another large format, but this time portrait, or you could go this way with it. You could go landscape. And that is the peach. And our last color is, I wouldn't say lime, I wouldn't say grass green, not really sage. It's a little bit more saturated than sage, but a nice general green that will go with a lot of your photos. And then the back side has a page starter with blocked area. You could overlap your photos. And then we've got our tonal stripe and a large format mat here. Again, with the palettes and your frame corners, some good anchors. And that is the page starter paper pad. And to go with that, I've got a solid paper pack that's got darks and lights. So there are 6 different sheets, like you can see here, but you get 4 of each. So you'll have plenty to go around, and these work really nice as card bases, journal bases, scrapbook bases, whatever you would like. They're all different textures for the different colors. And we've got the darker greens, kind of a blue green and a blue. So that is the solids, another really good essential. Alrighty. I'm excited to say that Page Starters also has a rub-on pack. And I'm really loving this rub-on pack. As you can see, we have a graphics page and a page that has graphics, as well as some sentiments and some small words, which are really great for file tabs and such. I will open this up to show you. So, and the great thing with my new Arden collections is that we have 2 different designs, but you get 2 of each. So no fear of wanting a second one of the peach flowers. You already have 2, so you're good. So we're going to start with the graphics. We've got some frame anchors for you, engraving, some wispy engraving rub-ons, butterflies, botanicals, and splashes. And then on this sheet, I've got another floral cluster, an assortment of butterflies, and some 2-colored sentiments, which make great page titles or card titles, and then some smaller ones for your journals. And then an assortment of small words, which are really nice for file tabs and labels. Okay, so that is our rub-ons. So with the rub-ons, I just wanted to give you a quick look at one of the things I have made with the rub-ons. So I created this card. This is a 4x6 card. I took this floral rub-on and I cut it in half with my paper trimmer. And I put half on this side and half on the other. And then I added one of the small butterflies and a larger butterfly. I also did use a stamp from, I believe it was the Fern Valley set. And I stamped on here with, I want to say moss. You'll have to reference, I'm going to be sharing a suggested palette of distress colors for this collection. And this color is on there. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is and how versatile the rub-ons can be. Page Starters also has, I've opened this, so sorry, it's a little messy. Page Starters also has an ephemera pack and a laser cut pack. So in the ephemera pack, you can see here, we've got an assortment of cutouts, as well as some labels, file tabs, and more sentiments. Again, the thought behind this is that these types of elements are going to help you make scrapbooking, card making, and journaling so much easier. You've got ready-made spaces for your journaling, for your dates of the photos, little labels to add the locations and captions. And it's all ready for you. It's all thought of for you. You don't have to come up with titles. We've got them for you right here. So I'm not gonna open that one, but then we also do have our laser cuts. And I will open this to show you the sheets. So we have a botanical sheet. This is a 6x8 sheet with an assortment of leaves and butterflies. And as before, when you turn them over, they're double-sided. So you can get the leaf going whichever direction you need it on your page. Love that. And then we have our ephemera 2-page sheet here with some banners and some ephemera, some photo frames, buttons, and sentiments. And again, on this one, you flip it over, and look, how fun is this? You've got like little pieces of tape because we took the words off. And same over here. And the banners, you have the butterfly on the opposite side. And then you have some blank tickets. And you have your photo frames again. So super, super versatile, having these be double-sided. And I just hope you love them as much as I do. The Page Starters collection has 3 stamp packs in it. We have the Botanical, which does come with packaging. I just don't have that. You know what? I should put like a, oh here, cute. Now the white. We need like a white background. Here we go. So you can see this a little bit better. These are botanical clusters and a really fun ledger piece here, which are going to make some great stamps, some great card designs. All right, and then we have the Wispy stems. You can see it on the back here. We've got some wispy stems, some sentiments, some silhouettes, and I'm really, really loving these. Show you a couple of things I have made with these. A few tags where I embossed, or where I embossed the wispy stems, and then I stamped the butterflies from this other pack, which I'll show you in a minute, onto the set, along with one of the postmarks from this set. So super fun, super versatile, with some Lindy's Magicals in the background. So that is an example. And then this is another example. I used the letterbox remnant stamps to create this edge. I used the Wispy stamps here. And I inked up some of the ephemera. So I believe this one is actually, this ephemera is from Vintage Makers. So, and then I used one of the cardstocks, which are coming soon from Arden. So really, really a fun set. The background is made with Lindy's Magicals for this one. Nunika's new set of Boho Dreams and Gypsy are some of my favorites. So you'll want to be sure to check those out and get some of these really cool effects. All right, so like I said, we have the second set too, which you can see here on the back. So I've got some sentiment clusters in here, some postmarks. These are pieces of tape. So you can use them as tape, ink them up and stamp them like a piece of tape. You could also use them as a journaling base and then handwrite over them. We've got some ledger journalers in here, general for travel and everyday, some postmark cancellation marks, and some pencil line butterflies. So this is a really fun mix of different products that can all be used together and used very nicely as well with the wispy stems. Lastly, for this collection are an assortment of craft dies, which I'm sure you will find incredibly useful to use again and again. This first one is Postage Essentials. So I did these a little bit differently. We've got 2 different postage frames, but the inside piece is separate. And the intent there is that you may just want to use the postage edge to cut out of a patterned paper or a ledger or something else, and not necessarily have a frame, but have the whole piece with a really nice postage edge. So that's the thought there, and then some tab banners. But if you like the frame idea, here is a card I made, punching out from the solid colored cardstocks some of the postage frames. And you can see also in here is some of the laser cuts. So we have some butterflies and a sentiment. And I just mounted that onto a card, and I've got a really nice, easy 4x6 card. All right, then I created a number of connected sentiments. So we called these stacked sentiments. I'm gonna set them all out for you here so you can see. So we've got 6 different craft sentiments for you. Really, really nice. They're dainty, they're pretty, they're versatile. Here is a card that I made with the thank you set. So nice detail, all the little pieces punch out, and it makes for a really nice card. These are sentiments that you will find yourself reaching for again and again because they're really special and things that you want to say when you're making cards. Also in our craft die assortment is this set of tag essentials. So a little like jewelry tags, another tag that's really essential for adding sentiments or dates or for journaling, and a round tag as well. And then we have some banner shapes. So if you like to make banners across your pages, this is the set for you. Could also be used individually for monograms and such like that. All right, friends, that wraps it up. Thank you for joining me and watching all about the new Page Starters collection. And please remember to like and subscribe and hit notify so that you'll get notified the next time I come on here to share makes and unboxings with you. Thanks again and happy crafting.